What's good, YouTube? Adriannthakidd, and I'm back in this bit, man. Today we got 4 red flags you shouldn't ignore in yourself, man. Now look, I'm gonna be 100% honest. You know what I'm saying? If no haircut is a red flag, like, you know what I'm saying, and people, I got that red flag, man. Hey, man, let's get straight to it. Let's see what they're talking about.
Everyone always discusses the red flags in other people.
Facts.
But what about our own red flags?
Everybody got them.
A man can't be on self-improvement if he doesn't look at his own red flags.
Facts.
That's right. Your self-improvement is meaningless garbage if you can't be brutally honest with yourself.
I hate when people like love to critique other people and, you know what I'm saying, like what they do, how they live their life, bruh. But you really gotta sit down and evaluate yourself, your life, you know what I'm saying, how you live in your thought process, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff, man.
I remember how I used to think I didn't need to change. I always had this idea that
I thought that people had to change for me
as
Facts.
I am, and if they didn't like it, it was their own problem.
Facts.
The crazy thing is that I was a man full of anger and trauma.
Yep.
I was an aggressive man, and I've hurt many people. And yet,
Facts.
I thought I had no red flags. I never self-reflected or stopped to take ownership of my own actions. Until one day, I was left all alone in this world. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I did not like what I had become. So, I decided to change. I let go of the chains of trauma from the past. And for the first time in my life, I felt free. I felt like I could truly start to improve myself, but it wasn't easy. My past traumas tried to pull me back in, and the childhood version of me did not want to change.
How is there always like video game footage or like some type of movie footage of like what he's talking about, bro? Like, he's spitting facts right now. You know what I'm saying? Traumas try to come back, you know what I'm saying, pull you back to who you don't want to be. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you gotta get the strength to move past that stuff, you know what I'm saying, and improve yourself for yourself, you know what I'm saying, and for other people.
Back in,
feel me?
And the childhood version of me did not want to change. The childhood version of me was fierce. He was abused and full of anger.
You are a coward! I thought you were a Spartan!
That young boy refused to accept that I was going to change as a man. He tried everything he could to remind me of the pain and suffering in my life. But after a hard internal battle, I was able to change my ways and break through my traumas.
Facts. W.
Coward!
Dang.
After that,
That was a video game, you
fixing
know what I'm
the
saying,
red
obviously.
flags about myself. That is what real self-improvement is. Listen, one of the reasons why I started this channel is because I feel like I need to repay the world for my actions. I must pay the price for my sins and make up for what I've done. There's a lot more I could say on how to break through traumas, but that's not what this video is about. If you want to know more about overcoming trauma, let me know in the comments and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, man, one thing about trauma is, like, if you don't let it go, you could pass that on from you to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Your kids could pass it on, you know what I'm saying? That mess could keep on going, you know what I'm saying? You get with a girl, you're not fully healed, you damaging her, you know what I'm saying? She gonna damage other people. You causing a chain reaction, you know what I'm saying? Which I have done, you know what I'm saying? Owning up to my mistakes and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just stupid stuff, you feel me? That I've learned from and I'm still trying to learn
red
from.
flags to look out for in yourself. Just know this. Your environment, family, trauma, and bad habits are not you. They do not define you. Sure, they can affect you, but they are not you as a person. So don't use them as an excuse for being pathetic. We will go over 4 red flags to look out for in yourself.
Facts, come on.
Number 1, avoidant attachment. Humans are social creatures.
Facts.
We need each other, whether it's a brotherhood of men, a relationship with a woman, or with your family. But people with avoidant attachment styles tend to be emotionally detached. but people with avoidant attachment styles.
What? Okay, so people who just like want to like be by themselves. Okay. Hey man, like I always like, you know what I'm saying, especially since 2020 and all that stuff that was going on. I've been staying at the crib, you know what I'm saying. But this Gary V video, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Gary V. You know what I'm saying? He said, within reason, say yes to everything. You know? And he was really talking about like going out and like experiencing life, you know what I'm saying? Not being stupid, but just like accepting like certain things. Like your friends invite you out, you always say no. I looked at myself and I always said no, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what, let's go out. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Yes. Not yes to everything, but sometimes.
They appear confident and self-sufficient, but in reality, they lack the crucial ability to form deep connections with other humans.
That's funny.
This is where the importance of a mother comes into play. A mother should offer her children the space to express their feelings and emotions, while she provides them with love and nurturing. But if your mother did not give you this, it could cause you to have a lack of empathy for others. One could even feel very uncomfortable in showing care for others. I was one of those people. I did not feel for others, and I was ruthless to everyone. Yes, I was very self-sufficient, but I lacked something powerful as a man. I lacked the ability to feel for others and build deep relationships. Listen. Many people don't have this problem, but if you grew up in a single mother household, chances are you may recognize yourself in what I've just said. Yeah. Because single mothers often try to take the role of the father, and because of that, their role as a mother automatically diminishes.
It's like me and my brother, you know what I'm saying? My mom's single mom, you feel me? It's like me and my brother are polar opposites. My brother doesn't It's like my brother doesn't care about anybody really. You know, he's to himself, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like bro has his circle, but if you're outside of that circle, good luck, you know what I'm saying? Me, I'm a little bit different, you feel me? But it's I don't know, it's so crazy how like it's like we grew up in the same house, we lived in the same room for years. Same environment, same raising, the same everything. We're different, you know.
No human can be a father and a mother at the same time. She will simply be a lesser version of both if she tries. Analyze yourself. If you have trouble attaching to people, the problem may not be the world out there. It may just be you. Number 2, negative self-talk. Any inner dialogue you have with yourself that limits your ability to believe in yourself and your own potential is negative. But this not only keeps you far from your potential, it also increases risk of mental health problems, such as lack of motivation and depression. But what's more, it damages the people around you because your negativity will rub off on those around you.
Hey man, and if you are just a negative person, like you think negative, you might put yourself on a pedestal and you might think negative of everybody else. You're gonna make everybody else around you miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying to start off the video, you know what I'm saying? You gotta acknowledge your flaws. You feel me? Move on from past traumas, you know what I'm saying? You are not perfect yourself. Nobody's perfect, you feel me? And you know what I'm saying? You just gotta have that like positive mindset, really.
So if you are guilty of putting yourself down with self-deprecating thoughts and jokes, it's not only self-destructive to yourself, but it's also extremely selfish.
I don't think highly of myself. I think of myself like I can do, like, you know what I'm saying, like way better than what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying?
Number 3, big ego. When you're improving your life, it's easy to get an oversized ego.
Facts.
Especially when you take into account that most people are lazy. It makes you feel superior to them. But this is dangerous because it will cause you to underestimate others. There is a quote that goes, "Do not scorn a weak cub. He may become a brutal tiger one day." Meaning, you don't mock those that seem beneath your level, as they may just become powerful enough one day to take you out.
Facts. I see like a lot of these bigger content creators, bro, like it's like their egos are crazy, you feel me? They always downing on somebody else that's trying to come up, You feel me? They like, you don't really have to show love, you know, but like just like hating on the people coming up is kind of crazy. Not kind of, it's crazy. You feel me? You get to this, you work so hard to get to this level, and you see people doing the same thing, you hate on them. It just don't make sense to me.
Show respect, no matter how far ahead you are.
Facts.
Listen, we all have an ego, and there is a time and place where you actually need a strong ego. But most of the time, you need to keep your ego away. Humble yourself and know that there are many people that outperform you every single day.
Facts. They might just not get recognition for it.
Perfectionism. Perfectionism is pathetic. You heard that right. It is an excuse for not taking risks. You see, things will never be perfect.
Facts.
When you chase perfection, you are chasing a goal with no end.
They say that practice makes perfect. And so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, NBA players, all these people, they practice, knowing that you will never make perfect. So, like, sometimes, like, I'll be wondering, I'll be like, sometimes I'll be thinking, I'll be like, is there a point of practicing? You know, just do it, fail, do it until you succeed. You feel me? You might fail, but don't stop trying. You feel me? And they say, like, I guess that's practicing, but you know what I'm saying? Practice is never gonna make you perfect. You feel me?
Picture a man that has to set sail to new land. But before he does, he decides to clean his ship until it's perfectly clean. It takes him days, weeks, months. The ship will never be perfectly clean.
My room is never
There's always some
clean.
new dust somewhere.
Facts.
This man is a coward, afraid to set
Might be
sail
psychotic.
and to take new risks. So he hides it in the name of perfectionism. On top of that, perfectionists often put unrealistic pressure on their friends to meet their high standards. As a result, perfectionism can sometimes be a barrier to having fulfilling and satisfying personal relationships. There is very little upside to perfectionism.
A lot of like I know I keep on pausing and talking, but hey, click off the vid if you don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like perfectionist people, they like, if you view yourself as perfect or you like try to be perfect, you gonna look for somebody who's perfect or tries to be perfect. But you know, like then that ego's gonna come and you gonna be like, hey man, I'm perfect. I'm trying to do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gonna measure what they do up to what you do, and you might just work hard. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know where I'm going with that. I forgot.
It is counterproductive for productivity. It ruins relationships. It stops you from taking risks, and it leaves you unhappy because you're never satisfied.
Facts.
And yet,
You never
people
should be
proudly
satisfied.
Call themselves a perfectionist.
I mean, that's not
If
true.
this is you, you must recognize that it's a red flag and not something to brag about. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love
Let's
by
go wrap
hitting
it
the
up.
like and subscribe.
Now, hey man, when I sub to this channel, I swear it had like 50 something K. Now in the span of like 6-7 months, 900K, man. Congrats on the success. You know what I'm saying? YouTube's been trying to get rid of Far From Weak, you feel me? They can't stop the Far From Weak movement, you feel me? Hey man, comment down below if y'all want to see more videos like this. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. If y'all did, make sure to leave a like. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below what I should react to next, man. Follow my social here at the bottom, Adriannthakidd. I live in my this bit, man. Gang.